Hey everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're taking a look at something that's been generating a lot of buzz.
Generative AI.
That's right, GenAI. We've got a whole stack of research papers, articles from industry blogs, even some stuff from software websites.
And it seems like everyone's asking the same question.
What if, and get this, you could unlock the secrets of your data just by asking questions in plain English?
No code,
No complex spreadsheets.
just pure insight.
That's the promise of GenAI for data analysis.
Forget those clunky old data analysis processes.
Yeah.
GenAI is all about giving you the power to make sense of data.
Even if you're not a data scientist.
Exactly. It's about empowering the end user.
Wow. It's like having a personal data analyst right in your pocket. But how does it actually work?
Well, GenAI relies on deep learning models.
Deep learning models.
Think of it as a super smart assistant,
Okay.
translating your intentions into code, charts,
Yeah.
ultimately those aha moments.
The insights we're all looking for.
Right. And this isn't some far-off fantasy. I mean, look at sophisticated models like GPT-4,
Yeah.
Phi-3,
You're already out there.
powering tools that make this happen right now.
So it's not just about replacing coders. It's about giving everybody the ability to ask the right questions and get meaningful answers.
That's the idea.
That's huge. But let's be real for a second. Finding the right data, sometimes it feels like searching for a needle in a haystack.
Right.
And once you do find it, cleaning and prepping it for analysis, it can take forever.
Well, and those are pain points that GenAI tackles head-on. So imagine you need some specific information for a project, but you don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I've been there.
GenAI can step in.
Riff.
A superpower, suggesting relevant data sets,
Yeah.
even pulling from sources that are usually tough to work with,
Right.
research papers, reports, stuff like that.
Oh, wow. So it's not just searching databases. It's about actually understanding what I need, like the context.
Exactly. Guiding you to the right data.
Okay. That's mind-blowing. But what about cleaning the data?
Well, with GenAI, data cleaning doesn't have to be a chore anymore.
Really?
It can automate all those time-consuming tasks.
Really?
Identifying and handling outliers, smoothing out inconsistencies. Think about all the time you save.
All that time saved, we can spend actually analyzing the data and finding those golden nuggets, those insights. But can GenAI really do that? Uncover those hidden patterns, connect the dots in a way that leads to better decisions.
That's where it really shines. GenAI can sift through mountains of data, spotting patterns that we might miss, revealing connections that lead to those aha moments. The kind of insights that drive real change. And it's not just about finding those insights, it's about making them clear and understandable.
How so?
Well, GenAI can even create interactive charts and dashboards
Really?
just from simple prompts, so you can easily visualize your findings and, share them with others.
Incredible. It sounds like these tools are reading our minds, translating our thoughts into actionable insights. Are there any real-world examples of this in action, something our listeners can relate to?
Definitely. There's some seriously impressive tools already out there. For instance, take Luzmo.
Luzmo.
They created a tool that can generate interactive dashboards from all sorts of inputs. Text prompts, Figma designs. You can even use hand-drawn sketches.
Hold on. So if I can just describe what I want to see, or even like doodle it on a napkin.
Luzmo can make it happen.
Wow.
And it's interactive, right? So you can dive into the data, look at it from different angles, really get a feel for what it's telling you.
That's amazing. Any other tools that are pushing the boundaries like that?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Luzmo has also created Instachart.
Instachart.
It's a free tool.
Free.
It lets you play around with creating mock-ups using dummy data.
So like prototyping.
Exactly. Perfect for testing out different dashboard designs and playing with your ideas before you even have a real data set.
Brilliant. You can experiment and refine those ideas without needing real data. That's a game changer for anyone who wants to try a data visualization. But what about the data science pros out there? Anything specifically designed for their needs?
Of course, Tableau.
Tableau.
Real powerhouse in data visualization.
Yeah.
They've integrated some really cool AI-powered features.
What kind of features?
Things like AI-powered predictions, what-if scenario planning, and you could even do statistical modeling directly within Tableau. Languages like R, Python, MATLAB.
So they're bringing the power of AI to those more advanced data analysis workflows.
Exactly. Allowing data scientists to do even more with your data. And then you've got Julius AI.
Julius AI?
Another big player in the GenAI space.
I see.
Focused on automating complex analysis, integrating with those existing data platforms. So even the most challenging analysis tasks become more manageable.
So it sounds like Gen AI tools are, well, they're popping up everywhere.
They are.
And it's not just about specific industries. It's like it has the potential to transform how everyone interacts with data.
Right.
Business professionals, healthcare researchers, educators, everyone.
You got it. It's not limited to any one industry. Take healthcare. We're already seeing Gen AI tools specifically for patient analytics, helping researchers and clinicians uncover patterns in patient data that they might have missed with traditional methods.
Wow. That's powerful stuff. Early disease detection, personalized treatment plans. It feels like the possibilities are endless.
They really are.
But with all this talk about the power of Gen AI, it's important to remember that it's still a tool, right? We're not just handing over the reins to the machines.
You're absolutely right. It's a crucial point. Gen AI can process information. It can identify patterns, even suggest courses of action. But it's still up to us, the humans, to interpret those insights and decide what to do with them.
So we need to approach it with a critical eye, make sure we're using it responsibly.
Exactly.
Thoughtfully.
So it's about collaboration, not replacement. Exactly. Humans and AI working together to achieve better outcomes. And to make that collaboration work, we need tools that foster trust, and transparency.
What kind of tools?
Well, there's been some really interesting development around co-audit tools.
Co-audit tools?
Yeah, they're like a safety net.
A safety net?
They're designed to help users double-check the results that are generated by AI.
Oh, I see.
To make sure those insights are accurate and reliable. It's like having a second set of eyes, but powered by AI, scrutinizing the work of other AI models.
That's brilliant, like a built-in fact-checker for the AI world. But it sounds like this whole field, Gen AI, it's moving at lightning speed. I mean, where do you see this going in the future? Will we even need to write code directly at some point?
That is a fascinating question. The idea of end-user programming is becoming more and more relevant.
End-user programming?
It's the idea that people who aren't programmers, they can still create their own tools. Without needing to learn complex coding languages.
And Gen AI could make that possible.
It could be the key, yeah.
I mean, could we just describe what we want a program to do and have Gen AI write the code for us?
It's definitely within the realm of possibility. Think about that. Empowering everyone to create their own tools, to solve their own problems, to shape their own digital worlds. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but it's an incredibly exciting prospect.
It does sound like we're on the edge of a major shift in how we approach data analysis, this generative shift, as some are calling it.
We are. And this shift could intensify, extensify, and accelerate data analysis tasks.
Yeah.
I mean, in ways we can only begin to imagine.
Intensify, extensify, accelerate. What does that even mean?
Okay, so intensification. It means we can apply even more sophisticated automation to our existing workflows.
Okay.
Extensification, that means automating more and more of those workflows, freeing up time for more creative and strategic thinking.
Got it.
And acceleration.
Acceleration.
Well, that means tasks that used to take forever, they'll become much faster and easier, allowing us to, iterate more quickly, explore more possibilities.
Mind-blowing. It sounds like we're on the verge of a data revolution. But before we get too lost in the future, let's bring it back to right now. What are some key takeaways for our listeners based on what we've discussed?
I think the biggest takeaway here is that Gen AI is powerful, right?
It is.
But it's not about replacing humans. It's about empowering us to do more with data, to ask better questions, and ultimately make better decisions.
And to do that, we need to approach it with that critical, thoughtful mindset.
Exactly.
Make sure we're using it responsibly for the benefit of everyone.
I completely agree. It's about humans and AI working together to unlock the full potential of data, to create a future where everyone can benefit from its power.
This has been an incredible journey so far. We've covered a lot of ground just in this first part of our deep dive, from the inner workings of Gen AI to the incredible tools that are out there already. But there's still so much more to explore.
Definitely. When we come back, we'll delve deeper into the human side of this equation, the skills, the mindsets we need to thrive in this new world of Gen AI-powered data analysis.
I can't wait. So for all our listeners out there, think about how Gen AI could impact your work, your life. We mentioned a number of tools and resources, and we'll be sure to include links to all of those in the show notes.
Absolutely. And while you're exploring those resources, stay curious. Keep asking questions. I mean, this is a rapidly evolving field. There's always something new to learn.
Great advice. Until next time, happy exploring.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. We just finished talking about, well, the incredible potential of GenAI to transform data analysis, but just like with any powerful tool, we have to use it responsibly.
Absolutely. It's easy to get excited about, new capabilities, but we can't forget about the human element.
The human element.
Gen AI can crunch numbers and spot patterns, but at the end of the day, it's up to us to interpret those findings and consider the implications and ultimately decide what to do with the information.
So critical thinking skills are even more important now in this new world of data analysis with GenAI. They're essential. And it's not just about like double checking the AI's work or looking for errors. It's about questioning the assumptions, the ones that are kind of baked into the analysis itself, like what data was used and why. Are there any blind spots that we need to think about? I mean, even the most advanced AI can't generate good insights from bad data.
Right. It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. We need to be careful about what we're feeding these models and approach the results with, well, a healthy dose of skepticism.
Exactly. It's like being a detective, We've got to gather the evidence, follow the trail. We can't jump to conclusions just based on a single clue. We need to be curious, ask those probing questions, and always be willing to, dig a little deeper.
Speaking of digging deeper, let's talk about the skills and mindsets that we need to thrive in this new landscape. It's not just about using the tools. It's about understanding their limitations and potential pitfalls. Absolutely. And one of the most important skills is, well, the ability to frame the right questions. GenAI is a really powerful tool for like exploration and discovery, but it can't read your mind.
Yeah.
You need to be able to articulate what you want to know, what problems you're trying to solve, what kind of insights you're hoping to find.
So it's not just knowing how to use the tools, it's knowing what questions to ask in the first place. It's like having that strategic mindset.
Right. And that strategic mindset also means being aware of the potential biases, the ones that can sneak into those AI models. Remember, they're trained on data. And if that data reflects existing biases, well, those biases are going to show up in the results.
So even if we're not specifically telling the AI to look at things like race or gender, those factors could still influence the outcome.
Exactly. It's definitely something to be aware of. And there are steps we can take to mitigate those biases, from carefully choosing the training data to using algorithms that are, designed to catch and correct for bias.
It sounds like navigating this world of Gen AI requires, well, a whole bunch of things. Technical skills, critical thinking, a deep understanding of the ethics involved. That's a lot to keep in mind.
It is, and that's exactly why education and training are so important. We need to make sure that people who are using these Gen AI tools, they really get it.
Yeah.
They understand these issues. It's not just teaching them the how-to of using the tools, but how to use them ethically and responsibly.
So it's about going beyond the technical how-to and fostering, well, a deeper understanding of the bigger picture.
Yes.
It's about creating a new generation of data-savvy people who are not only good with the tools, but also really aware of their responsibilities.
Precisely. We need people who think critically, question assumptions, approach Gen AI with that healthy skepticism we talked about. But we also need people who are excited about the potential, who see it as a tool for positive change, who are eager to explore its possibilities and really push the boundaries of what's possible.
It is an exciting time to be involved in this field, but like with any new technology, there are going to be challenges. We have to be ready to adapt, learn from mistakes, and constantly evolve our approach as the technology itself keeps changing.
I agree. And that evolution needs to include not just the technical stuff, but a deeper understanding of the social and ethical implications of Gen AI. We need to have these open and honest conversations about these things, engaging with policymakers, industry leaders, and the public to make sure this technology is being developed and used in a way that benefits everyone.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's about the choices we make as we go, the conversations we have, the values we prioritize. It's a responsibility we all share.
You got it. The future of Gen AI isn't like set in stone. It's something we're shaping right now through our actions, the conversations we have, and our collective vision for the future. And it's a future that has so much potential for good if we approach it with wisdom, foresight, and a commitment to ethical development.
This has been such an insightful conversation about the human element in this new era of data analysis. We've talked about critical thinking, questioning assumptions, and really grasping the limits of this technology. And we've also touched on the need for education, training, and open dialogue to to ensure that GenAI is used ethically. But as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm wondering, what does this all mean for the average person? How will GenAI change our lives, beyond just the world of data analysis?
That's a great question, and the perfect way to lead into our final part. When we come back, we'll explore the bigger impact of this generative shift on society and what you, our listeners, can do to actively participate in shaping a future where GenAI is used to benefit everyone.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent this episode exploring the power of GenAI, the importance of human oversight, and the skills we'll all need in this new data landscape. Now let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture.
It's time to consider the ripple effects of this generative shift, as we've been calling it, on society as a whole.
Right, because this isn't just about making data analysis faster or easier. This is about how we understand the world, how we make decisions, how we live our lives.
You got it. Generative AI really does have the potential to reshape, well, pretty much every part of our society, from how we work and learn to how we even connect with each other.
Let's start with the positive side. How could GenAI make the world a better place?
Well, we already touched on how it can, democratize knowledge, give more power to individuals. When data analysis is more accessible, GenAI can help people really grasp those complexities of the world around them.
Yeah.
It lets them make smarter choices, solve problems more effectively, and ultimately, live more fulfilling lives.
So it's like giving everyone a lens to examine the world in a much more detailed way.
And a toolkit to actually build solutions. Imagine, for instance, the potential breakthroughs in healthcare, education, scientific research. GenAI could speed up discoveries, leading to things like new treatments, better teaching methods, all those groundbreaking advances that could, well, benefit all of us.
Those are some truly inspiring possibilities, but of course, we have to acknowledge that any powerful tool can be misused. Are there any potential downsides or challenges we need to think about?
One concern is the impact on jobs. As GenAI gets even more sophisticated, it's going to be able to automate a lot of tasks that humans currently do. And this could shift the job market. Meaning people are going to need to adapt and learn new skills.
So while GenAI opens up opportunities for some, it could disrupt traditional career paths for others.
That's right. And it's something we need to be proactive about. Investing in education and training programs, equipping people with the right skills to thrive in this changing landscape.
So we need to think differently about education and job training, focusing on being adaptable and always learning.
Exactly. It's about having a mindset of lifelong learning, being willing to embrace, new challenges.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what advice would you give to our listeners? How can they get ready for this future, this GenAI future, and make sure it's used for good?
The most important thing, stay informed. Stay engaged. Read about what's happening with GenAI. Follow the conversations, online, in the news. Learn about the benefits, but also those potential challenges.
Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
But just knowing stuff isn't enough. We need to take action.
You're absolutely right. Talk to your friends and family about these issues. Share what you're learning. You can even get involved with your elected officials. Advocate for policies that promote responsible AI. Support organizations that are working to make sure GenAI is used ethically, for the good of all. Your voice matters.
So it's about actively shaping this future, not just sitting back and watching it happen.
Exactly. The future of GenAI isn't set in stone. We're all part of creating it through the choices we make, the things we do, and our vision for the kind of world we want.
That's a really powerful message. We all have a role to play in making sure this technology helps build a better future for everyone.
I agree. And I really encourage everyone listening, approach GenAI with curiosity, but also a critical mind and a sense of responsibility.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive into this world of generative AI. From those technical details to the ethical questions and the potential impact it has on society.
Absolutely. And we've pointed you to some fantastic resources to keep exploring this field. You'll find those links in the show notes.
We encourage you to stay curious. Keep those questions coming. The future is full of possibilities, and it's up to us to use GenAI for good.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And until next time, keep diving deep.